you guys a question, right? Why do you think a lion has a lion's mane? Why do you think they have that big fur around their neck?
The king.
No. Attraction. Attraction?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
what
a
else?
signify.
Anything else?
Signify that I'm the male.
The alpha.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things, it's when they're fighting, it kind of protects their neck.
Okay.
Right. Second thing is it's aesthetic. Basically, it allows them to be able to show that they are more masculine, that they are protector, that they, it shows that they can fight.
Yeah.
The darker the mane, the more threatening that lion is. The thicker it is, you know what I mean? Like as far as with a man, what is a man's mane?
What is a man's mane? That's a good question.
You never thought about that, have you?
Yeah. What?
Is our physique.
Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with our money.
So it's not the car he drives.
It's not the car he drives.
Clothes that he's.
It's not just, well, that's the thing. It's not just that, because that plays a huge part too.
Yeah.
But our mane is our overall. It's who we are overall physically to a woman. It's not just our physique. It's also what we're wearing, our shoes, our cars, all that stuff that makes up a man physically. That is our mane.
So I'm gonna push back on that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I think in today's society, the mane would be our lifestyle.
Okay.
And that is made clear and evident on social media, right? So there are dudes out there who just live, these amazing lifestyles, or they portray themselves to be living these amazing lifestyles, and they have dialed in their Instagram profiles to portray that lifestyle, and they are getting the attention of women via Instagram.
That's their main.
That's their main. Instagram is the #1 dating site in the world right now, by the way.
Yes.
Like, people don't realize that. It's not a dating site. It's not supposed to be. But it is the #1 hookup site. And so when you have your Instagram dialed in, and there are coaches out there, there are people out there. I don't know if you ever watched the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Yes.
But those dudes will critique a man's Instagram because they know that your Instagram is 9 times out of 10 with these young women, their first insight into who you are, your main, right? And so if you have a banging Instagram where it shows off a certain lifestyle and your physique and all those things are readily apparent on that Instagram, you're going to garner the attention of women, no problem, right? And so, yes, you're right. Our main, there is something, but I think nowadays our main is our lifestyle and whether or not we can portray that, online for people to see.
Because and the reason why I even say that, because it's very amazing, because I've been I told you I've been working out for about a couple years now. And since I've been working out, now I've never had any issues finding women before, but it's almost, I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's been insane. The amount of attention that you get when women start seeing you dedication to the gym.
Yeah.
When they start seeing your body physiques, when they start, everything looks good. Outfits started to look better. Just different things started, like your overall body. Like for us, and it's not even just from when we talk about the lion's mane, it's not about looking physically good. It's about what other men look at you like that too. Other men are threatened by how you look. And that is why a lion's mane is very important, because it keeps the threat away from that lion.
Sure.
Same as with us, right? All a woman wants is to be able to have some type of sense of security, right? Whether it's providing and etc. They want that sense of security. So they want to be able to see that you can be able to secure them, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is. They want that, right? And that makes us valuable amongst the pack.
Okay.
And that's all it comes down to. When we show our mane, and it's like I said, I'm using it as a physical standpoint because our image is the first thing that women see.
Right.
It's not about our lifestyle. We can go on social media and we can fake it, right? But at the same time, women are very smart. They will watch you continuously. They'll watch you to see whether they want to be able to interact with you or not. It has nothing to do with the first appearance.
Sure.
It's about your consistency. It's about what they see, your discipline, right? And the moment I start posting them doggone pictures of me working out and stuff like that, oh my God, because they see a discipline. They see it oozes masculinity.
Okay.
Women want to be controlled. No matter what they say, they want to have some type of sense of authority over them.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, if you don't ooze that type of masculinity, then they don't want anything to deal with you.
True.
Because they know they can run through you.
That's a good point.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been out the game so long, man. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm just like, like I don't want none of the drama. Like I stay away from the women. You know, like the funny thing is, for me, the way like I'm walking now, like the older women are coming at me like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but it's because, you know, they're smart. The younger women, man, like, you know, they don't know what a good dude is. So they're just like, you know, like you said, they're misdirected. They're looking at the wrong things.
Correct.
And for us as men, though, like, you know, we need to stay focused on the heart, you know, and actually they should be focused on the heart of a man as well. Because that's really the answer, man. If you really want like a good relationship, pay attention to what they do. You know, are they giving? Are they forgiving? Are they loving? Are they gentle? You know, like really, that's the answer, man. Like I just came from a funeral today. A coach. I used to coach at Chamberlain High School.
Okay.
And man, we had some great years there, man. But one of the coaches that I used to coach with, man, he passed away. He was a young guy, man. But he was a gentle giant, man. Yeah. He had such a beautiful heart, man. And like he would give you the shirt off his back. I mean, he was a big guy. He was like 500 pounds, man. But I mean, every day, the first guy on the field, the last guy on the field, you know, like he was so committed, man, and so consistent. Like he taught me so much, man. He was younger. I believe he was only about 31. He passed away a couple weeks ago. But, you know, I think that, you know, he showed a really good example of how we should be as men. And maybe we're not being a really good example, man. You know, maybe we don't have good character. Maybe we're, you know, maybe we are like pay, you know, like for instance, like, you know, like you said, you know, you pay for dinner and, you know, you expect to, you know, have a success rate. Well, maybe that's not the answer.
Well, I don't expect it. It just
it
happens.
Just
so happens.
It happens, yeah.
Right.
But you know, like, so because I've been taking like, you know, like I've been kind of treating women like sisters.
Okay.
You know, lately, and even older women, and like I'll pay for their meal, like, you know, because like you said, like it's old school way.
Yeah.
And I don't expect nothing from it. I just feel like maybe they needed to talk. They needed someone to be there for them.
It's not a date, right?
Yeah, it's not a date. It's not a date, you know. But it's just like I'm trying to show them that like not all men, you know, are, you know, trying to rail you. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm like trying to listen, and I think by me being an example, that'll help them find a good dude. So when you're a good example, like you guys both, you are, and you're a great example in front of your daughters, they're gonna know what to look for in a good man, you know. And then that's how we're gonna start creating like change, man.
But I think what you're saying is,
I know it's a gentle way to put it.
But no, what you're saying is important because you don't always have to score. You're right. You don't always have to go into that mindset, and that's the self-control that's very.
That's the self-discipline
that a lot of men don't understand.
Yeah.
Every man, unfortunately, every man is not masculine. Every man is not alpha, right? As much as we try to strive for that, that's not what we are. Now, not a lot of men are, right? Okay. But a lot of men try to overcompensate that. They try to overcompensate that by their money, and by their achievements. Yeah. But what you're saying right now is a whole nother component that not a lot of men deal with, and that's the self-control. When you go out, when you hold a door open for a woman, when you go out and you treat them like an actual woman, that is attractive. That's sexy. That's valuable.
Yes.
That they're not getting. But oftentimes we think of the hunt. We think of the aggressive approach. We think of we have
especially younger men.
Yeah, we got to hurry up and just pounce on them. We got to just pay for everything. We got to make it seem good. Make it and then hurry up. No, you don't. It's not always about that.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing right now, like I said, have you guys ever heard of semen retention?
Oh yeah, I'm an advocate of that. I haven't off in months.
Semen retention.
Sorry,
okay. I heard about that.
Yeah, it's where people hold back their semen because
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for that.
Yeah, it's the discipline of it.
Yeah.
The discipline of it is showing restraint. Mm-hmm. And real men show restraint. Mm. Whether it, even think about old kings back in the day. Yeah. They show restraint. Sometimes it's not time to kill a person that day. Maybe not good to kill them at that time. Maybe it's good to kill them a different day. Show restraint.
Yeah.
But a lot of men today do not show restraint. We don't know what that looks like because we don't have an example.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that is the problem.
I mean, restraint. Yeah, I think men need to start. Again, I use the phrase "dick discipline." They need to be able to have that to a certain degree. To not you don't need to sleep with every woman who prevents or presents herself in such a way. And I'll give an example. I was in Cancun a few weeks ago, and I was hanging out with some friends, and there was a young lady on the trip, and she made it very apparent, and when I say very apparent, I mean like there's no denying the fact that she, at that moment, wanted to sleep with me, and I turned her down. I turned her down. I walked out of the. I said,
man.
listen, you know what? It's I appreciate it, but let's not do that. And I left the bedroom, and I knew, it probably wasn't. She didn't like that.
No, it may be because you did that. That might wake her up.
Yep.
She might be like, damn, and it make her feel kind of
I'm
bad.
not used to this. I thought he was gonna sleep with me.
Maybe I need to get myself together.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe she didn't. But I'm just saying, maybe by us making, so I was gonna say, all this stuff that I'm hearing that we're talking about, it really comes down to us as men making better choices, like using our free will the right way.
Well,
because when we make better choices, it's a domino effect. And it sucks sometimes, like, because they're,
sure.
I'm not saying I make all the right choices, but like, there's, when you make a right choice with a woman, it does affect her, man. Whether and it affects you as well. Like, look, you felt stronger because you did that, didn't you? Like, you came back and you're like, man, you know what? I feel good about myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what was the why? At the end of the day, like, it was just, you weren't attracted to her for any other reason. Like, the why was, I just want to probably get a nut.
But that was my right choice.
Yeah.
And I feel like I benefited from it. Who knows what could have happened? Maybe I could have gotten her pregnant, and I would be in a situation after that.
That's
but,
true.
Who knows?
That's true.
But the thing is, you say that it might have affected her in a certain way, maybe, but there's no guarantee that she's gonna change her choices because of what I did.
No, there is no guarantee, but there's a better chance.
Some other guy who's not making right choices might skeet up all in it.
Oh
he might have skeeted up in it that night.
That's true. That's very true.
So my choice is my choice, and,
Yes.
and it benefited for me. The domino effect, unfortunately, might not have affected her. So she has to make her own right choices.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? We have to both be accountable for our choices.
Definitely.
But I know you like to say that it starts with the man, right?
Yeah. If we lead by example,
right?
I feel like people follow.
But then
children and women.
But here's the thing: men don't control access to sex. So if men are not controlling access to sex, does it really start with the man at that point? Right? If I'm not the one who's the gatekeeper to that sexual experience, the gatekeepers are the women. So in that regard, when it comes to higher pregnancy, single motherhood rates, children being born out of wedlock, does it really start with the man, or is it starting with the woman who is the actual gatekeeper?
Correct.
To sex.
You're exactly right.
Where's it start?
That's where I'm at with it. I'm exactly on your point.
But do we need honestly, do we need sex? I mean, I know we feel it, like we want it, but do we need it? That's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to it's a battle.
Yeah.
It's a battle, bro. Like, I'm a single man. I have a lot of free time. I'm financially okay.
If we don't need sex,
if I could do some damage right now.
Yeah.
But I know what comes from that, bro. And I know the pain that I felt as a young man doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you.
All that pain caught up to me, bro.
No. Oh, I was gonna say, the world tells us we need it, and even women will shame us for not having it. A woman will shame a man who is perceived as not getting ass. Right? If a man ain't getting laid, if women ain't attracted to him,
but who cares?
But that's the thing. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, it takes a certain level of yes. The bears care. The bears care. Yeah, the bears care because the bears see other bears eating all the fish, and these bears, the 80% of bears ain't getting no fish, and they see the top 20% of bears getting all the fish. Right? So, yes, you're right.
When I was younger, I thought like that though.
No, you're right.
I wanted it all.
But dude, that's the majority of people.
Because you know what I thought about though? I thought about that same thing. You said when you was younger, you thought like that. I thought when I got older, it was gonna stop. I thought when I got in my 30s and for instance, I took my dad out, right? Me and my dad, we went out for the first time, I think 5 years ago as grown men.
Yeah.
Because it's different when you go out with your pops as far as father and son, but you go out as a grown man, you start to see.
Yeah.
This nigga ain't shit. I didn't know.
Come on, D. That's great.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, dude.
I didn't know he was like that. I thought he was gonna be a man
control,
like that was just like But I didn't know. I was like, oh, I had this mindset when I went out with him that it was going to be different.
Yeah.
But then as I started to get as we was at a comedy show, and we just sitting around. I'm looking for the waitress. I'm like, man, where's the waitress at? I look at my dad. He already saw her. He is looking at her and everything. He like, yeah, look, there she go right there with all that ass. Look at that ass. You see them titties over there? I'm like, Daddy, why are you like this? My daddy's 65 years old. I'm like, why are you like this? And I realized to myself, this is not going to stop.
It's not going to stop.
That's
That urge that we have as far as the hunting urge will not stop. And honestly, women do not want it to stop. As much as they want to say, okay, well, you get married and everything slows down and it's supposed to stop. The moment that it stops is the moment that things will start shifting into the relationship. And I actually had a conversation about this, about how you want, and Patrice O'Neal said this before, like, you want to be able to smell fish on me so that you know that I can still go out there and fish.
Exactly.
Whether I do it or not, you still want to be able to know and have that perspective so that you can be able to act better, to know that, okay, I need to be able to step up and I need to be able to do these things as a woman. I need to be able to still take care of myself. I need to still be able to do all these little small things that I did before I met you.
Yeah.
Because they need to be able to know. They need to be able to have that little small sense of insecurity.
Yep.
And if you don't give them that, that's a problem.
Yeah. It's like chaos. It's a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, they love chaos.
They need that in their mind to like remind.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. As much as you like, we sit up here and think that women are this like they want this husband that stay at home all day, work all day, this, that, and the other. Unfortunately, they don't need all of that. That's the same thing as when we sit there and we look at the women that chase these guys and they know they're not good in high school, elementary school, middle school.
Yeah,
it's that same thrill. It's that same type of chase that they love. They love that chase.
Yeah. They love the chase like we love the chase.
And we love it. Yeah, unfortunately. But what happens is men get married and they look miserable. And you sit there and you see them and they just have this clock in their eyes. They know their time is gone.
Yeah.
They let themselves go. They get the gut. They don't even think about, they don't dress well no more. They just look dead.
Right.
Yeah.
And when a man gets to that place, that is a dangerous position. You lose your mane and you realize that no man respects you no more and women don't barely respect you anymore.
Oof.
And it's a very tough position, but you're respected by your wife.
Supposedly.
No, well, that's why 80% of marriages 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Because they lose respect for
They're
their
unhappy,
husband.
they lose respect.
Yeah.
What happens when men get married, they become neutered dogs.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, we don't want to look at it like that.
Way to put it.
So are you not an advocate for marriage?
No, I'm an advocate for marriage.
Yeah.
But what I am an advocate for is men still being who we are.
Maintaining that mane.
Yeah, I like that.
Still being who we are.
Main. I like
It's not
that.
about it's not about if you cheat. It's not about if you do, if you don't, it's the fact that we still are control over our house. We're still the head.
Yeah.
But oftentimes we're allowing the body to control the head and not the head controlling the body.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And that is the problem that we have in modern day society as far as marriage in general.
David, do you think men are the head of a marriage?
They should be.
Well, I've heard you go both ways on this subject.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. So, no. Talking, I've doing the podcast. I've heard you express both points of view, where you feel like a marriage should be a 50-50 partnership with each person, being equal. But then I've also heard you quote the Bible, right? The children belong to the wife belongs to the husband belongs to God.
Yes.
And in that sort of definition, there's a hierarchy there, right?
Yes. Yeah, I got you.
At the top,
is God.
The leader is God.
Yeah.
The leader of all leaders. But within the confines of the marriage and the household, the husband is at the top. Which do you really agree with? Do you think marriage should be a 50-50 partnership where both parties are equal, or do you think there's a hierarchy to some extent?
I don't know if there's a like 50-50. I don't think it'll ever be 50-50. So if I said that, maybe my views have changed. But I think that the man should run the household, and I think that the woman should be a helper. I mean, it says that biblically.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that, man. I'm seeing that and you guys should move together like in purpose. And like your purpose really should be, serving the Lord, like enhancing the kingdom. So however you do that, like you guys work on that together. And, you know, you move together instead of the wife working over here, the husband working over here, or stay at home or whatever it may be. But you guys moving in purpose together is really the ultimate goal, like I believe. But check this out. I've never been married.
Right.
So like, you know, this what like, you know, so you know, you guys, are you married, D?
Yeah.
So you guys know more than me, man.
But the unfortunate
I'm
thing
trying
is that's
to
why
learn.
marriages last back then 30, 40, 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Because they live by that logic.
See, and I've been learning, bro, because I was a wreck for years, bro,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, you know, I don't know if I was a wreck. Like, you know, Chris, you saw me, man. Like, I go out and just like run through women, have a great time, do whatever I wanted to do.
Yep.
So I had no, you know, like to some degree I disciplined. I kept myself together, financials. I coached football, like I did all that stuff, but I also, you know, was loose with that. But so I've been trying to clean that up, you know, in my life now, and trying to go in a different direction. But there was something else I wanted to say, but like the title I believe of this show is going to be Maintain That Main.
Maintain that main.
Maintain that main.
I like
Self,
that title.
and it's like, and we're teaching like what we're trying to teach other men is like really just to have self-discipline, have that D-discipline, like you said, man. And bro, you will increase your value.
Yeah.
You know, don't be ready to pounce, man. Just kind of take a chill, bro. You don't have to drill everything. Let it go. You know, let it go, man. Like,
Sure.
Get to know them, because like once you get to know them, you might find out that you don't want nothing to do with them.
Right.
Like, you know, and you got to be careful too, because they'll tell you what you want to hear. You know, and that's what I'm starting to see too, man. Is like, man, like the tables are turning, bro.
It is.
Like when I was younger, I played, you know, I somewhat played the game, you know, but now I'm starting to see like the age I'm at now, I'm 36, you know, from 30, you know, 30s to 40s. Now the women are the hunters. Like the tables have turned
Because they make money now.
Yeah, and dude, and like they are just like I think like you're saying, man, I think that they have men in abundance, and they kind of like they choose like we used to when I was younger.
That abundance
like who do I
mindset.
want to call? You know, so like, but I'm catching on to that. I'm like, bro, and I was like being like, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
So I had started to become like a friend to a lot of women, which can be a problem as well.
Yes.
Which is what I've found out recently, because some of those women, all of a sudden they start coming on to you stronger, then the other ones start coming on you stronger, and then before you know it, I'm like, man, I've been like setting things up and I didn't even mean to. Now I got myself
you didn't even know it.
David,
and I got myself in a situation.
David, you've got a problem that 80% of men wish they had.
Yeah, but I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like, you know, I'm like, I don't want this. I want peace.
Yeah.
But
You know?
here's the thing though. So it's funny because you said that women are hunted now. They're hunters now.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I can go out here and I can go and you know, and look at my inbox or whatever like that, or I can go out in these regular streets or whatever, and you see how women are trying to like get you now. It's so unattractive.
Yeah,
If you're an alpha male, or if you're a male that's used to getting it, used to hunting for it,
Yeah.
it's so unattractive
Very
to see
true.
a woman trying to get you.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, it's something wrong.
Yeah.
As much either they're desperate, there's something wrong with that box.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with you. Why you trying to why?
Well, I agree with you. And as a non-alpha male, because I've never been that, and I probably never will, but I still think it's unattractive. Because
It's unattractive.
I gotta, David, you're fully aware of a girl who's very aggressive towards me, overly aggressive.
Too much.
Yeah, way too much,
Stalker.
and it's just not attractive.
It's not.
I can't.
No.
I can't, you know, it seems like she's trying to get me on her program rather than her getting on my program. And I'm like, if I'm really supposed to be, you know, the lead of this, if I'm that guy that you think you can follow, then follow me. Don't try to force me to do what it is that you want me to do. Just follow me, get on my program, you know. And as chauvinistic as that might sound, well, sometimes girls they just have to be able to do that. When a man gets on a woman's program, there's a time clock on that. That's a
great point.
There's only so long that she's gonna be like, okay, this is great, and then eventually she's gonna lose respect for that guy, and then she's gonna move on to another guy.
And we lose respect for ourselves, because that happened to me as well, man. It's like I lost a girl, then tried to get her back, and then in the meantime, I'm like, man, hold up, I'm losing respect for myself.
Right.
Like, what? So I had to
become
like,
a
let that
dependent.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was like, dude, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Don't be that husband son.
Yeah, and I've
That
never
husband.
been. Yeah. It's like,
And you know what's interesting is about when we talk about 50-50 and we talk about who's supposed to be the head.
Yeah.
What we really don't understand is right now in the way the world is going, who makes the most money is the head.
True.
unfortunately, if the woman is out here making the bread and the man is out here being complacent and at home and it's that and the other, the woman is the head. So she doesn't respect that man. So
we talked about that as well.
internally, the rules still exist. Without them even thinking about it, the rules of the divinity order still stands that the man should be the head and the woman should be the tail, or whatever he is, the body, right? But the rules, even though the rules have changed, it's still there. It's just so weird how we flipped it. Okay, so if we go out here and we beat a man and the woman is the woman's supposed to bring in her whatever she's going to bring in, then they look at it like slavery. Oh, well, I'm being submissive and I'm not holding my part. They'll go out and work a dead end job just to make $70 just so that they can feel like they're doing something.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so they won't feel like they're being controlled. That's how these new women are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether they're, they don't even want to be a mother no more. They'd rather spend all of their money that they're making every 2 weeks just to put in a daycare for their children, just so that they can go out here and make some money and feel like they're doing something.
The optics of it, yeah.
Yo, tell if you don't mind, if you remember, tell that story where you had went out with one of your buddies and he brought back a chick and she was talking about having a child so that her mother could take care of the child. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay.
And yo, I remember you like, bro, that was a good story.
Well, I gotta be careful about that.
Yeah. Well, don't use names.
I don't want to incriminate anybody.
Yeah, don't use names.
But no, we were out, and my buddy. We weren't out. We were here, and I was hanging out with a female friend of mine, and my buddy hits me up. He's like, "Hey, listen, I'm coming over with a friend." I'm like, "All right, cool." So they come over, and we're just talking, shooting the shit, and I'm asking his female friend, what she
was young too, right?
She's very young. She's about I want to say 27, okay. So not super young, but late 20s. And so we're just talking, and I'm asking her, about herself. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And she doesn't have any kids, but her goal is to have children, right? She wants to have at least 2 kids. And I said, okay, that's great. Like, all right, you got to get started on that, right? Like, you're in your late 20s. She's like, yeah, well, I want to have kids, but I don't necessarily want to be a mom. And I was thinking to myself, like,
that's what you're talking about, D.
It's like, yeah, how you gonna do that? How you gonna have kids and not be a mom? She's like, well, I want to focus on I want to go back to school, focus on my education, focus on my career, and so I don't want to do the hard stuff that it takes to raise a child early in life. And I was like, well, how are you gonna have kids? And she said, well, I'll have the kids and then I'll just leave them at my mom's house. Wow. My mom, their grandmother will take care of them
Chris
for the first 3 or 4 years of their life, is what she said. She wants to leave her kids at her mom's house for the first 3 or 4 years, and I lost my shit. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I started laughing at her. I started mocking her. I'm drunk, by the way. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning. I felt bad the next day, but I'm like, this is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. And this is it was a representation of what a lot of modern women are thinking, right? Why?
This is what you were talking about.
How can a mom pass off the responsibilities of being a mom to someone else to that degree of just not even like being involved in a kid's life for the first 3 to 4 years?
I'll make $400 every 2 weeks just to put my child in daycare. Right. Which is $185 a week.
Right.
So that way I can be able to feel like I'm contributing.
That's
when the responsibility is to be able to make these little humans that we created the best possible versions of themselves, but instead you want to make the best possible version of yourself.
Selfish.
It goes
back to being selfish.
Exactly. But you're no longer you're no longer, as a mother, in motherhood in general, you're no longer singular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you and those children, and you have a bigger responsibility because now you're creating, these little people that are representation of us and you, and you're supposed to make them into better people.
And I think men should feel the same way as well.
Exactly.
You're no longer you're a man. Yeah. You got kids. You're no longer singular.
You're not.
So you also need to do the exact same thing. Is make you when you have kids, now your focus should be on that generation, the next generation, providing some sort of positive contribution to the next generation. Your children, right, should be that positive contribution, and it's your responsibility to make sure that they are good people, right? And so you got to be there for them to ensure that, and also building a legacy saving for the future, providing them,
Leave your children an inheritance.
Yeah, something, right?
The question is, why do men leave?
Yeah, I have no idea. I could never leave my kid behind.
Leave a child.
Yeah, why do they leave?
I could never leave my kid behind.
Well, I do know that there are some, toxic women out there that push men away no matter how much they try.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's other factors, but I do know that, and they make it hard for a man to be in the child's life, and then like for instance, I seen it firsthand with my mom and my father. My little sister was like 10 years younger than me, and my dad was trying to have a relationship with her after he moved on. After my mom kicked him out, he moved on with another woman, and he was trying to have a relationship with my sister, and my mom was just made it a living hell. So finally, after years of that, he kind of just stepped back because he was like, what can I'm here if you need me, but what can I do? Because every time she would come over, my mom would question her, cause problems, show up at this lady's house, threaten her, and it's like, so that's one thing that I saw firsthand. The other reasons, I don't know.
And we all understand that, it is some men out here that will literally hunt, create babies and leave. Like, that is that.
That's
but I think the majority,
that's a huge problem.
It is. But I think the majority of men, especially the men that I've met, are men who still would consider, they would still want to be around that child's life. I've not met too many men that just are that trash.
But that's because that's who you are, though.
Yeah.
So if you were a trash dude, you would know other trash dudes.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. I can't speak on that. I don't know that. So the only thing I can do is my own anecdotal experience, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So, but at the end of the day, I do feel like men, and I think a lot of women need to hear this. Men look for peace.
Yes.
No matter where that comes from, we look and we try to find peace as
that's where it's at.
That's really what it comes down to. So if you create, and he even said in the Bible, I can't remember the scripture because I'm not that holy.
Okay.
But when a man find a woman that maybe you can know, it was like a man find a woman that is chaos, something about they rather dwell in the some whatever.
Okay.
Than just be around a confused woman. Something like it was something.
When a
like
man
that.
finds a good wife.
No, it wasn't that.
Okay,
it was basically saying a man would rather be homeless than to be around.
Oh wow.
Be in a place where he is not, respected or in a chaos environment. Right. It was somewhere in the Bible. I just can't remember the actual verse.
Yeah.
But it's true. Men search for peace.
Yep.
And a lot of times when women think that men are out here cheating and they're out here hunting, because it's peaceful to hunt. It's chaos to sit and relax in an environment of just chaos. When you come home every day, do you go home and you think, oh my God, I can't wait to get home? No. You think, oh my God, when I get home, I'm going to deal with the kids crying. I'm going to deal with my wife got situations at home and I got to deal with that. I got to deal with her day. I got to deal with all this stuff. We're not coming home to a peaceful environment anymore. Men are coming home to chaos, and men can't work in chaos. Just like I told you guys earlier, men work their best in peaceful environments. Women work their best in chaos. That is not how and that's why a lot of men are okay with being alone. Because men know we work better alone.
Oh man, that makes so much sense. It's crazy. Like, one of the most chaotic environments, like from an actual working perspective, from like a career perspective, one of the most chaotic environments I've ever worked in was when the leadership was female.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Same here, bro.
Yeah.
Same here.
And it just, you're right. Men prefer peace. And that's what
that comes in all forms.
Yep.
Whether it's cheating, whether and that's another thing. A lot of women look at it like, okay, we're cheating because we aren't happy with you. It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes we cheat just to find that sense of peace at that moment. It has nothing to do with you as a person, as an individual. Sometimes it just has to do with the hunt. Sometimes it has everything to do with that little small sense of peace. Sometimes when I go play my PlayStation, it has nothing to do with you being born.
Right.
It just has everything to do with where my peace is at the time.
Just want some peace.
Wow.
Right. And unfortunately, we've been in a situation to where we're looking at the whole culture of men and women, and we're saying, okay, it's a problem with you going out here and you're cheating. Okay, well, it's 5 million more women than it is men. It has always been more women than men.
Sure.
It has always been a situation to where men have always had options and women have unfortunately, they didn't have the same options. Just mathematically, it wasn't in their favor.
Yeah.
And it has always been in our favor. But a lot of men abuse that, you know, and I get that. A lot of men just go out here and use it recklessly. But we're only out here just to find that sense of peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
When women cheat and women go out here and they try to find men, they're cheating
Being
for
vindictive.
revenge.
Yeah, revenge. Yep.
Yeah.
We're cheating for peace.
Right. So yeah, exactly. So you're right.
It sounds terrible.
No. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.